Good evening and welcome to Estuary TV News. I'm Emma Lingard. Coming up, we literally have a sports show as my guest in the studio is Steve Wakefield from the Lindsay Road Cycling Club, and later we'll be catching up with Dan Kemp with the sports news. But before that, let's go over to James Dunn with the news.
Hello, in the headlines today, tens of thousands could visit North East Lincolnshire over the weekend, and a chance to show your support for a little girl and others like her suffering from a rare disorder. The Chair of Tourism North East Lincolnshire estimates there could be as many as 80,000 visitors to Cleethorpes over this bank holiday weekend. Melanie Wood, who runs Pleasure Island Theme Park, said that good weather over the next 3 days would be crucial to the result, although the area is expecting showers. But luckily, the weather is expected to clean up for Bank Holiday Monday. She's expecting up to 8,000 through their gates alone, weather permitting. North East Lincolnshire Council is encouraging people to get on their bikes in an initiative in partnership with British Cycling. This year's Skyride events have begun and give amateur riders the chance to join a number of journeys with ride leaders across the borough.
Well, the sun's out at last, and we're really excited to get people back on their bikes. The rides are for people who are really either at entry level, or maybe they haven't cycled for a long time, or they want to take the family out and have a really fun recreational ride. So it's the time of year when people get back on their bikes.
We've been given funding through the LSTF, the Local Sustainable Transport Fund, and that's allowing us to help people be more active, and this is one of the methods that we're choosing to support with that. It makes them healthier, both physically and mentally, and it's more enjoyable, reduces pollution in the environment, and reduces strains and stresses on the NHS, and makes for a better workforce.
And if you want to get involved, visit British Cycling's website to find out where your nearest Skyride is. Thousands of people across East Yorkshire and Northern Lincolnshire headed to polling stations yesterday to vote in local and European elections. Results in local elections are expected to be announced today, and European results for Yorkshire and the Humber on Sunday. The bondholders held their first breakfast meeting on the South Bank. The marketing organisation, which sees local businesses working together to raise the profile of the Humber region, has worked extensively on the North Bank so far. The group now boasts more than 200 members from across the regions. A number of speakers talked about the significance of the estuary and how vital it is to the economy. Its chairman, Peter Arison, was delighted with the increase in membership.
Well, first of all, I'm wildly excited about the fact that we have the first one here in the South Bank. What has been absolutely crucial, in my opinion, has been the fact that we encompass the whole of the Humber and really look at the whole of the Humber. So therefore, the first bondholder breakfast in the South Bank is so important, and I'm really so thrilled about the fact that we are here, and more so that there is over 200 people here this morning.
A murder investigation is now underway after a man was shot in Melton on Tuesday. Two men, aged 54 and 34, and a 15-year-old boy have been arrested in connection with the incident. A 54-year-old man was found at the same address with non-life-threatening injuries and was taken into police custody in connection with the investigation. It's a rare genetic disorder that affects just 1 in 10,000 people, but it doesn't stop 2-year-old Melissa Stark from enjoying life. She's one of 3 children in Grimsby alone suffering from Williams syndrome, which causes slow growth and mental development in sufferers, as well as a number of other complications. But Brooke, one of Melissa's 7 brothers and sisters, thinks it's more special to have a sibling who's different and hoped to organise a fundraiser at her school. But when she wasn't allowed, her family decided they would help and turned it into a larger event which is expected to draw support from families with links to Williams syndrome from all over the region.
She might be different, which is really cute, and she's different, which is better. Because like any old sister, any old brother, random. But having someone special, it's like unique. You're not going to get it ever.
She struggles to learn things. She doesn't really sleep very good, but once she gets to know you, she's very sociable and loving. The fundraiser was Brooke's idea. She wanted to raise some money doing a bake sale for Williams Syndrome Foundation, who support Williams Syndrome families. When she got rejected from the school, obviously she was quite upset, so we decided we'd help her and do a fundraiser day and roped our friend Poncho Pete into helping us. And then from there, people just came forward really wanting to help. And then we approached some companies to get some raffle prizes. So it's actually gone quite big.
That fundraiser's 10:30 till 1, and there will be all kinds of entertainment and prizes donated by local companies. Well, that's all there's time for today from me. Bye for now.
Thank you, James. Now, I know James is one and I'm one, but are you? We're talking, of course, cyclists. Recently launched is the Sky Ride, which sees people getting on their bikes nationally in a number of events. Well, last weekend at the Walking Festival launch, a Sky Ride took place, and joining me to tell us more is local cyclist Steve Wakefield. Steve, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Just tell us, what is Sky Ride all about?
It's about encouraging people to get out on bicycles, first timers it might be, or even probably returning cyclists.
Okay.
It's all designed to be at the speed of the slowest, so there's no competitive element at all.
Right.
And the routes are generally planned to make it as easy and as enjoyable as possible, really.
Okay, so that's it. It is open really to all abilities then.
Yeah, it is. It's all about putting fun into cycling.
Okay.
People may have ridden bikes in the past and then put them away in the shed or the garage, and a bit reluctant to take them back out that shed or garage. So it's saying, look, cycling can be fun.
Yeah.
So there's routes that are planned, leaders that are trained to take people out and give them a safe, controlled environment to try and put a bit of fun into cycling, really.
Okay, so in a way it's suitable for families then to come along?
Family's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
In fact, Sky encourage family involvement. So if parents have got bicycles and they've got children that have got bicycles, bring them along. It's not a problem.
Okay, so I mean, what types of events have you got planned then?
There's a range of events throughout the summer.
Yeah.
The best route to pick them up is to look on the website.
Okay.
You are supposed to pre-register. Because there's a limited number of places,
Right.
because it's dependent on how many leaders are available,
Yeah.
because there's a certain ratio of
Okay.
riders to leaders, again basically aimed at safety and controlling the group.
Okay.
But if you pre-register, if something crops up, you can deregister, so you're not committed in any way, shape or form.
Okay, and again, as part of this, I'm assuming you need to have a bike which is safe
Yes.
and sound.
Yeah.
Do you do any bike checks before people set off, or is it down to the
we en-
individual?
Encourage people to come along with a roadworthy cycle.
Yeah.
We have a basic check that we talk them through.
Okay.
Unfortunately, if somebody turns up with a bicycle that does not appear to be safe or roadworthy, then they may be declined the opportunity to take part in the ride. But that would be extreme.
Right.
We encourage people to make sure the tyres are pumped up, and if possible, to bring along a suitable inner tube that suits their bike.
Okay.
Because if you do get a puncture, it's a quick, easy result to get you back on the way again.
And talking there about the lengths, you know, sort of like, are they gentle rides?
Yes.
But would you have more challenging ones for those that feel they're a bit more competent at riding and probably want to go a bit further?
They are graded as beginner,
Okay.
intermediate and more challenging.
Okay.
The challenging rides are more like to be about 30 miles, 20 to 30 miles at maybe sort of 12, 13 mile an hour.
Okay.
But again, at the speed of the slowest.
Very good. And I know as well, I've seen advertised women-only bike rides. What's that all about?
It comes under the Breeze label.
Okay.
British Cycling did a bit of research and found there was reluctance along first-time cycling ladies, or again people coming back to riding a bike, to get too involved, because the saw it as a very male-dominated arena.
Yeah.
So the Breeze rides were set up, so it's routes and rides organised for women, led by women,
Okay.
and there are only women taking part.
Okay. And are some of those going to happen?
There are in
locally?
Grimsby area as well. There's going to be Breeze rides, so you do need to go into the website, look for the dates,
Okay.
the start points, register and turn up and have fun.
Okay. Well, it all sounds very exciting. Does it cost anything to come along to
Completely free.
Okay.
Absolutely completely free. It's been promoted initially through British Cycling,
Right.
and Sky are like the title sponsors, so a lot of the costs involved in the leaders, the clothing, etc., that's where Sky come in and do their bit.
Okay. And obviously there is a big push, isn't there, to get people on a bike, because just tell us, why is cycling so important to
Well,
people?
it's a great exercise. Your body weight supported. It's probably a bit more accessible than, say, canoeing or whatever, or swimming even, which again are great exercises. That, you know, any exercise is good, but it's about doing something where you can get exercise, but you're not going to damage your knees, etc. Plus the other thing, a push bike, once you get used to using it, it becomes a mode of transport. You can go to the shops, you can go to work. It's not just about the sporting or keep fit side of it.
And I suppose, what is the social aspect? Do you bike and chat?
Well, you can, yes.
Or do you go not get chance?
No, at a modest pace, it can actually be a social event. So the design of the bicycle hasn't changed a great deal in about the last 120 years. So somebody got something right when they put these two wheels and a frame between them and some pedals on it. So it can be a mode of transport. It can get you to and from work, to the shops. It's got an element of exercise. It can be social. And ultimately, down the road, if anybody wants to compete, there's a range of competitions available as well. Oh,
this is what we're all building up to. And just quickly, you've obviously got the NEL Go Ride for the younger
that's correct.
range.
Yeah,
so what's that all about?
That's aimed for basically under 16s.
Okay.
Because there's restrictions on what younger people can do in terms of access to the road, it's all about traffic-free environments. Organised events to encourage them to get involved in a bicycle, really, and give them skills.
Okay, so and that starts this Saturday, doesn't
this Saturday,
it?
It does.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for coming to talk to us.
All.
So this Saturday for the Go Ride, and obviously go to the Skyride website to check out what's happening locally. Dan, it's over to you for the sport. I mean, do you like cycling?
I've been known to give it a go.
Yeah.
I invested in a bike on the back of the Olympics in 2012. And it's been out the garage a few times since then. But yeah, I do enjoy a bike ride every now and again.
Fabulous. Right, well, let's find out what has happened in the sport.
Hull City have announced a 30% increase in the cost of 2014-15 season tickets. The price of matchday tickets has also gone up. To put this into perspective, it costs £501 for Hull's cheapest season ticket, which is £21 more expensive than Premier League champions Manchester City's, who charge £480 in contrast. The owners insist this means simply by bringing in the club's prices in line with other Premier League sides. James Chester is in line to make his first international appearance this summer for Wales. The Hull defender qualifies to represent the nation as it's his place of his mother's birth. Local trio Ellis Humble, Paul Walker and Kane Wynne-Farrer have all signed their first professional contracts at Grimsby Town, having progressed through the academy together. Manager Paul Hurst has also so far convinced skipper Craig Disley, keeper James McKeown and Scott Nielsen to re-sign contracts at the club for next season. Cleethorpes golfer Holly Clyburn has qualified for the 2014 US Open in June. Holly secured her place after a notable even par finish across 2 rounds in qualifying, and as a result she also gained a top 8 finish. This Sunday, Brig hosts the 2014 World Quadrathlon Championships for the first time ever for the event to be staged in the UK. One of the competitors is local hopeful Steve Clark of Scunthorpe, who is expected to do well in the demanding competition, which involves a 1,500 metre river swim, 8 kilometre kayak, 36k bike ride and a 10k run. On Bank Holiday Monday, 26th of May, it's the Readers Lincolnshire ECB Premier League Winkworth Cup Finals Day at Sleaford Cricket Club. The first semi-final is between Spalding and Woodall Spa, commencing at 10:30, followed by the second semi at 1:30, featuring present cup holders Bourne versus Bracebridge Heath. The final is at 4:30 with a trophy presentation at the conclusion of the match. The victorious team will then face the Yorkshire ECB Premier League winners at the ECB National Club T20 area finals. That's all for the sport. Back to you, Emma.
Thank you, Dan. Well, that's it for the show today. Next week I'll be in Caister, and if you've got a story for us, don't forget the usual ways: either email news@estuary.tv or contact us via our Twitter or Facebook pages, or pick up the phone and call 01472 315 561. Until next time, goodbye.